Shall we start, sir, now?
We can start now, sir.
Okay.
So, welcome everyone to the inaugural session and some introduction about the workshop on Take It 3 sponsored 5 days workshop on hands-on introduction to LabVIEW and its applications. We have with us Dr. Gunjan Soni. He is the convener of the workshop, and we have Dr. Amit Singh, who will be joining through the online link shortly, and myself, Dr. Parikshit. We have also with us one of the expert member and the field expert from the National Instruments, that Mr. Vinit Bansal. He is a graduate from BITS Pilani, and he has been working there for the last 6 years around approximately. So on behalf of the team, I welcome everyone. Now I hand over the session to Dr. Gunjan Soni. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, welcome all. And what we have planned in this workshop is that we'll stick to basics. We'll start with the introduction to LabVIEW, its applications initially, and then since we have mixed population over here, we have people from electronics, mechanical engineering, circuit, non-circuit branches, and measurement is a very critical aspect as far as the maintenance or development of products or the machines go. So hence we have people from different branches over here. It is very important that we know that uh, it's not it's not only in the domain of electronics or electrical engineering. This workshop also permeates to other branches as well, because everyone needs measurements, and every measurement nowadays in industry is based on sensors and related technologies. So we'll keep an open mind, all of us, in this workshop, and try to learn all the basics which are being taught by the experts over here. We have also introduced few contemporary technology sessions like Industry 4.0, cyber physical systems, because again, measurements are an integral part of these systems, and the measurements are not uh, done using your traditional tools anymore. So even I'll be taking a subject, mechanical measurement and control, and there are many students from my course also in this. So they will benefit a lot, and I hope everyone is going to enjoy the sessions. Parikshit sir, would you like to tell about what's going to be there in the sessions, various sessions? Brief about
Yes,
them so that they can be ready about it.
yes. Uh, we'll start with the first. We will make sure that all of us install the LabVIEW and its device drivers applicable for this workshop. The LabVIEW is a vast software, so we will be mainly installing only that software components which are useful to us in this workshop session. So we have a fascinating list of speakers like Mr. Vinit Bansal is there, who is a field expert and has 6+ years of experience in the industry. He has the clients of ISRO and many other leading organizations. He deals with those clients. Like then we have Dr. Giraj Nyati. He's alumni of BITS Pilani again, and he's a PhD from IIT Delhi. So he's also Chief Operating Officer of Genesis Power Infrastructure Limited, Jaipur. So he will be talking about Industry 4.0. We have another leading scientist, Dr. S. Akbar. He's a scientist, senior scientist from Siri Pilani, CSIR Siri Pilani, and he will be talking about cyber physical system. With the advent of IoT and that many uses of IoT in different fields like smart city, in the agriculture domain, in the industry, in the transportation. Now the industry 4.0 and cyber physical systems have become quite important. And these will guide you in what domain, in what direction you can go ahead. Then we also have the experts from Kurukshetra University, Dr. Nikhil Mariwala. He will be explaining and briefing you about the fuzzy logic control, that it is the intelligent kind of control. So you'll be learning about that also. Then we will have the different statistical measurement techniques from the Dr. Gunjan Soni. Then the introduction to various sensor applications by Dr. Amit Singh, and about that system conditioning monitoring from I think Dr. Naresh Raghuvanshi. Condition monitoring and fault diagnosis by Dr. Naresh Raghuvanshi. So we have a quite wide list of different variety, and more or less related to the same. The theme of the workshop is introduction to LabVIEW and its applications. Now, one thing we would like to expect from you, that all of you attend all the sessions, and we will take a brief quiz also towards the end of the workshop. So I hope the session will be quite interactive. You feel free to interact with us. You will see that how we have designed the things. And even though we are conducting in the online mode, but I think the interaction will be much more than the offline mode here. Thank you. Now I'll invite Mr. Vinit Bansal to add some point.
Very well said, sir. Thanks for your kind words as well. I think we will be over the next 2 days. I think today you will be talking about mainly LabVIEW, and tomorrow and day after, I'll jump on to building data acquisition systems, control systems, signal processing, machine vision. Basically, various technologies which are built to use any smart measurement system or a smart system or a smart machine system. Right? So I think it'll be. I would expect people to be interactive. Please feel free to share your views, thoughts, questions over chat window or by unmuting your mic. Right? Should I jump on to LabVIEW installation piece, sir?
Yes, yes.
So I'm quickly putting a poll onto the chat window. Please go to that link and share your poll, whether you have LabVIEW installed, whether you don't have LabVIEW installed, you have installation files or not. So please feel free to put in your poll on this link. That will help me decide as to who all I have to work with to get the LabVIEW installed for you to make the best use of this workshop. I have 4 responses, 5 responses. I'll just share my screen to show the results. I have 9 plus 6, 15 responses, out of which 1 is mine. So 14 people have responded. Others are not able to access the link or don't want to share your poll. Parikshit sir, how many participants we have today on call?
Total, we have 48 participants.
How many of them are on call today, sir?
Now it is 36 are there, in which I think 2, 3 are us.
Okay.
I'm again putting a message to them to join.
Okay, no problem, sir. So I believe others are not sharing the poll, but that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll first of all ask people who have installation files and are not able to install LabVIEW or are facing challenges. So would anybody be bold enough to share your thoughts and share your challenges on the call? Okay. Guys, it's early morning, I understand, but I would need your help to really understand what challenges you're facing to help you get LabVIEW installed. Or otherwise, I could share a quick installation guide which I had prepared for this workshop. Yeah, somebody unmuted, please. Okay, I'll then run a small. I'll run a small presentation which talks about how to install it, and if that helps, great. If still you're not able to, if you're not able to still install, uh, feel free to ping me on the chat window or call me. So I'll just share a small presentation. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Great. So first of all, we have to install softwares in the order. When I say order, we had given 4 to 5 links. So you have to start with the first link, then go to second, then third, and then fourth. So they are given in order. The first software given was LabVIEW 2018, which is basically the development environment in which we develop all our applications and programs. Now, so as soon as you open the first link, you will find a window like this, wherein you have to click next. As soon as you click next, you will be able to, you have to click next, and then it moves on to the next window where you have to provide information like your name and organization. It's okay if you just provide your name, and if you don't provide your organization, if you are with certain organization, you can add the organization name here as well. Now, at this window, it's very important to understand that we're not giving you any sort of license for now. LabVIEW can be freely used for 45 days. That means it has a free evaluation license of 45 days. So you have to leave the serial numbers field empty while you install LabVIEW onto your system if you are in evaluation mode. While you are in evaluation mode, LabVIEW first of all gives you license for 7 days, which will be good enough for the workshop. And tomorrow I will help you understand how do you extend your licenses up to, let's say, 45 days. Yeah. Now you leave the destination directories as default, and let the packages also be default. Click next. At this window, it asks you for product notification. It's your choice whether you want to have product notifications from NI or not. Typically, I uncheck this and then click next. Then I have typically it's asked for license agreement, and you have to accept the license agreement for it to move forward. So as soon as you accept the license agreement, it allows you to click next. Now, this is a feature, disable fast startup feature. You have to disable your Windows fast startup in case if you want to detect various data acquisition devices on your computer. So it will automatically do that for you. Just click next on this window. And then it starts installing. On this window, it tells you what all it can install on your system, what all it cannot install on your system. So some softwares or few softwares are already installed on my system. So it is already telling me that a higher version is already installed, and hence it cannot really reinstall. So that's fine. I just click next, and then it gets into the installation of LabVIEW. Once it is done, it will ask you for the hardware support. Right? Hardware support means National Instruments manufacture more than 20,000 devices, and we have drivers for each one of them. So if you have the driver DVD or the driver media, you can install that support. If you don't have, you can decline. For the workshop, we need not install drivers for all the hardware devices, and hence we click on decline support and move forward. Right? So post this, the LabVIEW installation would be complete. If it asks you for restarting the system, you can say restart later, because we have 4 more softwares to be installed. Then you move on to the next one, which is the VISA. Now, what is VISA? VISA is Virtual Instrument Software Architecture. This allows you to interact over RS-232, RS-485, GPIB, USB, and Ethernet buses. It's a one-stop shop for interacting over these buses. So we'll be using Arduino tomorrow. So to interact with Arduino, we would need serial ports, and hence this driver is needed. So as soon as we open, we get this window. We click next. Before I move forward, any doubts in the first piece of LabVIEW installation? Okay. Okay. I assume that as no, and I move forward. So yeah, somebody unmuted.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you well.
Yes, sir. I can hear you well. Yeah, this is HK Manda from. Hi, Vinit.
Hi, good morning, sir. Pleasure to see you here, sir.
Good morning, sir. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to install, but this downloading is taking so much time.
Okay. LabVIEW is actually a vast software set. I mean, it has
whatever link you have given, so that's only thing.
That would be approximately 10 GB, sir.
10 GB, sir. Oh, okay.
Good morning, sir. Mohanta sir, Parikshit here. Sir, I will request for today to install only the basic software, and then in the evening we can install the VISA, those things.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, fine.
So I've received a private message on the chat window saying, could you go through this once again? Yes, okay, I can go through the last 10 slides quickly again. Just for the information of all, today we'll only be using LabVIEW. That means the first link of the 5 links which we had given yesterday. You will just need the first one. So if you're done with the first one, you can continue installing rest 4 throughout the day today, and we'll just be using the first one, right? So since somebody requested to re-go through it, I will just go through it once again, and again share my screen. So I'll go back. As soon as you click on LabVIEW 2018, it starts with this window. You can click next on this window. The next window will ask you for name and organization. You can give it just your name. If you don't give organization, that's fine. Click next. Then there will be a place to give serial numbers. Since we don't have serial numbers, we can leave them blank. It will install LabVIEW in the evaluation mode. And destination directories can be default. It will create destination directories for itself in C program files x86. It's a 32-bit software right now. We're not working with 64-bit variant of LabVIEW. For the workshop, we'll use 32-bit, so it will go in program files x86 of your system. Then it will select the packages which to install. Let it be default. Don't change anything here. On the next window, it will give you product notifications, or it will ask you for product notifications. I usually uncheck this but it's up to you whether you want to have notifications from NI about any patches, etc. Then you can click on this. Otherwise, I usually uncheck this. Then click on next. Here you will software will ask you to accept the license agreement. If you click on this, then it allows you to move next. And Windows Fast Startup is for maybe detecting the hardware, detecting NI hardware. So what you could do is it's your choice. You want to disable it or not. I keep it usually disabled, and then click next. On this window, it will tell you what all softwares it will install in your system and what all it will not be able to install. And since on my system there are higher variants of software installed, so it tells me that higher variant is already installed, so I cannot install. But in your system, you should mainly see software which will be installed. Right? And then click next. And then LabVIEW will install and will end up in this screen. Right? On this screen, you have to choose whether to install the driver support or no. Typically, when an industry professional does this, who will use various different hardwares from NI, they typically go on install support. For the workshop's sake, to keep the download material, the footprint of the download material low, I know it's already large, so we decline this support and install drivers manually. Like we will install Visa and DAQmx manually. Right? So we will decline support and move next. On this window, it will tell you that LabVIEW installation is complete or it could not complete. And then you can click next. Okay. Any doubts now on this? I will be sharing these presentation with you on the chat window. So just in case if you could not follow at the speed at which I was going, you could refer to it at a later point in time also. I will share it over the chat window. Yeah. Parikshit sir, I'm unable to see the chat window while I'm presenting, so I would request you to monitor if somebody has a question.
Yes, Vinit.
Now, the next software was the Visa installation. The process will remain more or less very similar. Only the license pieces will not come in Visa because Visa is a driver and NI doesn't charge or have a license for drivers yet. So drivers can be freely installed. So click next on this and choose destination directory. Let the packages be default. Uncheck this button for product notifications. Accept license agreements and click next to trust software from National Instruments. And this is again disable Windows Fast Startup. More or less similar steps which we had followed for LabVIEW. And click next. It will tell you what all it will install, what all it will not install. And then again click next. It will start installing automatically. Now, once the installation is complete, it will tell you whether the installation was complete or not. As soon as you click next, it will ask you to reboot your system. You can again say restart later because we have 3 more software packages to be installed. Okay. Now, post this, I'll jump into the DAQmx installation. Any doubts in the Visa one? Or did anybody face any challenge while installing Visa drivers?
No doubts till now. Visa driver, anyone face challenges?
Okay. Fine. So the process with the DAQmx is also very similar. You just have to open the software, click next. Go for typical installation. Don't go for custom installation yet. Typical installation will be best for you. So click next on this window. Again, uncheck the product notification one, or it's your choice. And click next. Accept license agreement, next. And disable Windows Fast Startup or not. Again, it's your choice. I usually disable it. So I remove the tick mark from here and then click next. And then it will tell you what all softwares it will install and then click next. it will get into installation mode. The installation will be complete. It will tell you whether the installation complete or failed, and then you can click next. Again, a window like this will appear, which will say you want to restart your computer. You can say restart later because we have 2 more packages to install. Right? The second last one is the vision acquisition software. By the way, I forgot to mention why DAQmx is used. DAQmx is used to interact with data acquisition devices from NI. We will be using Visa as well as DAQmx only tomorrow, not today. Vision acquisition software. Vision acquisition software is used for acquiring images from cameras. That typically in the industry, you will find that cameras are typically over gigabit Ethernet, USB 3, camera link, Firewire. Mainly these are the ones I have seen. This software is capable of acquiring from any camera over these protocols, be it NI, be it non-NI. So to install this software, you open the link, you open the downloaded files, and then click next. Leave the packages to default, and again click next. Product notifications you can uncheck and click next. Accept the license agreement, next. Disable Windows fast startup, next. Now, vision acquisition software is a licensed software from NI, so there will be pop-ups where it will ask you for license. I'll teach you how to deal with that. So here on this window, click next. Then it will tell you what all software is to be installed. Click next. We'll start installing. Now, after this is installed, this gives you an option whether to activate this license or whether to use this in evaluation mode. By default, there will be a tick here, and if you move forward while the tick is present here and click next, it will start asking you for license keys. If you uncheck this and then go next, it will not ask you for license keys because it will by default put it into the evaluation mode. Now, few students might have question as to whether I will have full access to software during the evaluation mode. Yes, you will have full access to software in the evaluation mode. It's just that you will not be able to deploy an application. That means you will not be able to build an executable out of the software application. Otherwise, you can access everything, all other features from the software, right? So I untick this or uncheck this to put it in evaluation mode and click next. Again, it'll ask you for restarting. You can restart later. Once all the softwares are installed, we will restart the system. So the last software is Vision Development Module. Now, we installed Vision Acquisition software in the last section, which was mainly to acquire images from the camera. Now, there are various processing algorithms for vision which are needed to really process an image. Let's say barcode grading, reading a 2D code, grading a 2D code, pattern match, geometric match. It can be detecting edges and angle orientation, color planes, etc. So there are various algorithms which are needed for any vision application. Those algorithms will be available as standard algorithms under Vision Development Module. Yeah. So as soon as you open, then click next. Put your name, can leave the organization blank. Here it gives you an option to choose whether to install this product in evaluation mode or install this product with serial number. Of course, we will install with evaluation. We'll choose evaluation and go next. Leave the packages to default, click next. And on this product notification window, uncheck this and click next. License agreement, accept the license agreement from NI, click next. Disable fast startup, and you can choose this, whether you want to uncheck this or check this. I typically uncheck this and then move next. Then it'll tell you what all it can install, what all it cannot install. Then click next. It will start installing, and once the installation is complete, after this you reboot your system, right? So this was the end of my presentation, a very short guide to help you install LabVIEW on your system. I will share the PDF copy of this file on the chat window. And in the meantime, if any one of you is facing trouble with your LabVIEW, please feel free to put the message on the chat window, or there's an option to message privately in case if you don't want to let others know that LabVIEW is not working on your system. You could message me privately as well. I will be available on the chat window to help you out. Yeah. With that, I'll hand it over back to Parikshit sir.
Mohanta sir has one hi Vinit, I am going to install now. It is not getting downloaded. I think that Google Drive you have shared, na? That should be access to the Gmail.
Parikshit, hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello. Yes, sir. It is downloaded now. I'm going to installing now.
Acha. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll request also all the participants to turn on their videos once so that we can have the full screen. We can see all the participants once we can record it. Vinit, one message has come that what to do if the C drive is almost full.
I'm sorry, you're talking on mute. It is recommended that you install it on the C drive because it makes your life much easier. But I mean, since if you don't have an option, you could also choose the default location as D drive to install. You can change the directory of where you install. But in future, I would really recommend you to install it in C drive. But for the workshop's sake, you could also install it in D drive. Does that answer your question?
Iresha?
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vinit sir, hello. Sir, can you repeat the process of installation of LabVIEW software, mainly the registration process, the licensing process?
Okay. Okay. What I'll do is, sir, I'm just sharing my presentation in the chat window, and I can talk to you on the chat. Is that okay, or should I go through the process again?
That will be okay, sir. If you show me once, so it will be better.
Okay. Not a problem, sir. I'll take you through. So, which software you are on at, sir, right now? Like which software you have? Which software you're trying to license right now?
Sir, the LabVIEW one. So actually, I have installed. I have downloaded all the software, but I have not installed it yet. So after seeing this, probably I could have do it by myself. But yesterday I'm trying to install the LabVIEW software, but when it is asking for the licensing data, so I am unable to do that.
No problem, sir. Let me help you. So the licensing piece comes on the third window.
This one, sir. This one.
Yeah. So in this one, it's asked you to either put the serial numbers, or it gives you a message at the bottom that leave serial number field empty to use product in evaluation mode. Right? So you could simply leave this empty and move forward. it will install your software in evaluation mode.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. And it's fairly simple, sir. Post that, you just have to click next, next, next. Even if you don't
That is
change.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
So actually, I was missed this part, so that I'm asking
No,
again.
no,
Sorry.
no problem, sir. Absolutely no problem. Please feel free. We like to make session interactive, and good that you're bold enough to unmute your mic and ask your question. Thanks a lot for that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
There's another question on the chat window. Does this driver work for higher version of LabVIEW, or we have to download a different one? I'll quickly like to explain this topic. So a driver, let's say, which was released in 2016 or 17 or 18, cannot be compatible with the higher version of LabVIEW, because how can an older version of software work for a newer version of a software? But the vice versa is always true. That means, let's say you have a latest version of driver, but you want to use it in the older version of LabVIEW software. That is definitely possible. But if you have a newer version of LabVIEW software, an older driver will not work. So let me repeat that again. If the driver software is newer, it will work with the previous 3 to 4 versions of LabVIEW. If the LabVIEW version is newer and the driver is older, that is incompatible. Does that answer your question, sir? And in case if someone has installed the latest version of LabVIEW, feel free to reach me privately over a chat window. I will help you get the different links to download different set of drivers, in case if you have made a mistake of installing the latest one. So feel free to reach me. I'll help you out with that as well. Parikshit, should we move on to the next section, or should we wait for some time?
I think most of the doubts have been clarified. Now we can give some time for them to install, and then can we start? We can wait for some more minutes, maybe 10 minutes more, and then we can end this session.
Understood, sir. So I'll make myself available over chat and over this call.
Yes,
so
yes.
Feel free to share your questions, post your questions.
Yes.
Okay. Parikshit sir, could you help me with where to post the PDF, because it seems I either don't have the rights to post the PDF here, or
I'll make you host, one co-host. 1 second. Just see, Vinit. Just see now.
I'll try, sir.
Downside there is a share button, or
That share doesn't
on the
want.
bottom right, you can see the participants chat.
I'm on the chat window, sir, but I'm unable to post anything. What I'll do is I will send out the PDF to you, sir. Would you mind posting it here?
I'll post it. Sending me on email.
Yes, sir. I've sent out to your Gmail, sir.
Okay.
Okay. There's a question. Can you share the assisting PDF you were using? Yes, it should be here in a couple of minutes. Sir, is it if I don't download the software and just learn via your presentation, because the amount of data consumption by software is more? Yes, we do understand that the data footprint of the software is high and heavy. We can't change it. So yeah, you can learn from the presentation, but the best use of this workshop will be if the software is installed. If not installed, we'll try to share learning resources in the best possible manner with you, so that post this workshop as well you are able to use or able to learn and use the software once it is installed. But if you have it installed through this workshop, it will be great. However, no compulsions. You can feel free the way you want to use this workshop. Another question is, sir, I have a question. If I learn something from the evaluation version and find some research results, then can I report it into the journal paper without the license? I will have to get back to you. To the best of my knowledge, you cannot. The evaluation software is purely for evaluation, but your organization for which you will be working with might already have LabVIEW. There are various organizations across India, academic and research organizations, who already have academic site licenses from NI. Academic site licenses are typically discounted heavily, so it's not a very heavy cost for institutions, colleges, research organizations. They can always procure the academic and research license. There's a question by one of the participants around the recording of the lecture. Parikshit sir, would you want to take that question?
I think I have answered on the chat box also on the WhatsApp. These recordings, the convener of the workshop, will be taking a call on that, and we'll be submitting these recordings to TechIP, that our sponsoring agency. So that's for sure. And some portion, that whatever the decision, it will be taken by convener of the workshop. So we'll keep you posted. As Mr. Vinit said, that we want you to learn in all possible ways during the workshop and post the workshop also. So we'll decide something on that and we'll communicate to you.
Now, there is another question around the vision driver works similar to computer vision concepts or different. I'm sorry, I would need a little bit more details around the question. I couldn't understand this question. So can you unmute your mic? We can have a discussion, or you can post clarification on the chat window. I mean, the vision driver basically works on standards for machine vision. Like there's a gigabit Ethernet standard, Gigi standard for camera. So it works on that standard. For Firewire, it is IEEE 1394B. So it works on 1394B standard. There is direct show standards for USB camera. So it works on direct show standard. Not sure if I answered your question, but just in case a more clarification is required, feel free to chat or unmute your mic and discuss. There is another question on, is data connection required while installation process? Not really. You can install it in offline mode as well. That means while your system is not connected to internet, you can install the software if you have the media downloaded. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's a private message in my chat window around the deep learning pieces. You could, there are options to integrate deep learning models into LabVIEW. That means it will allow you to bring in TensorFlow models into LabVIEW.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
actually, I installed Windows 10 yesterday. Because of that, my local disk C is almost full. And even after installing LabVIEW on my hard disk, that's a 1 TB hard disk, it's requiring some space from C drive also. Like I have 1 GB free space, but it requires 1.41 GB.
On the C drive,
Yes, sir.
it shouldn't be the case, ma'am. I can help you privately, ma'am. It should not be a problem. I can help you install. We can discuss over the chat window.
Okay, sir.
Hello everyone. I have shared the installation guide on the WhatsApp. On the WhatsApp group, I have shared the installation guide just now.
Parikshit?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Morning. WhatsApp group I'm checking, but I'm not able to see.
I'll invite you, sir, there.
I'll you send there. Okay, okay.
I have added you, sir.
I have added you, sir. Okay, okay. Fine.
I think we are more or less done. We can give some time for the installation, and we can be ready at. Can we meet at 11?
I think it will be fine because it is taking some time to install.
So we can meet at 11:30 a.m. as
11:30 a.m.
as
Yeah, that
scheduled.
will be fine. As scheduled. Yes, I think so. For today, do we need to install all software or only first one will work?
Only first one will work, sir, and evening we can install the remaining one.
We can install the remaining one. Okay, fine. Because
Actually,
this first one itself is taking time.
Yes, first one is for today, and that visa, those things are for tomorrow.
Those things are for tomorrow.
And then machine vision is for day after tomorrow.
Vision is for day after tomorrow. Okay, fine then. Okay.
So, on behalf of organizing team, I welcome all the participants. We have very wonderful participants like Professor Dr. Hare Krishna Mohanta from BITS Pilani. He served as my co-guide also during my doctoral work. Then we have the participants from IIT Guwahati, NIT Rourkela, then from Geetam, from CSIR, NPL, National Physical Laboratory. Then we have participants from our host institution, MNIT and IIIT Kota. So we have wide variety. We have some participants from West Bengal also. They are and from University of Engineering and Management, Jaipur. So we are very thankful for all the participants who have joined this workshop and for the learning. We hope to teach you in a very fine way so that when you go after completion of 5 days, you can proudly say that now we know the LabVIEW and its applications. You can build on your own. That much confidence will give you. So, and at the end, I'll also thank Vinit for sparing his valuable time in helping all the participants. He's helping the participants in the offline mode also. I have shared his number and the contact details, and I thank for his all the assistance also. I would like to say that Vinit was my student also at BITS Pilani, my very dear student. So I have been knowing him for last, I think, 8 years or 9 years.
Thank you, sir. I think Parikshit sir as well as Mohanta sir for my great faculties in BITS Pilani. I work very closely with both of them and have learned a lot while working along with them. And what I learned in college is what I'm using right now in the field. And on a day-to-day basis, I remember concepts taught in the college being used in my day-to-day life. All of you might have heard in your college days, or might be hearing in your college days, that industry uses something different than maybe what is taught in Indian curriculum. But I would say it's not really very true. Whatever is learned in the college is absolutely used in your work while you work for various organizations. Right? And learning in college is very, very important. My brush with LabVIEW was first year or second year while I was working with Parikshit sir on a project, and from there on I've been sticking to LabVIEW to grow and enhance my career.
So on this note, we would like to end the inaugural session. I will again request all the participants to attend all the sessions. As you know that we have made this session that hands-on experience will have to be given. You will find that here the hands-on experience will be much better than the offline mode. When we'll be doing together, you can see what we are doing, you can learn, you can share the things, where are the problems. So we can tackle the issues in much nice way in the online mode. Okay, so we'll see that. So I'll request all of you to attend the sessions, and we'll also have a short quiz also at the end. Very simple quiz we'll have on the basics. So enjoy all the sessions and learn from it. On this note, will again meet at 11:30 a.m. sharp, and then we'll start with the normal sessions. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll stay on.